Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this NBA channel. So let's get straight into it. Before this thing starts, I gotta warn y'all, I may scream out of anger in this video. So if you don't like screaming or whatever, you might want to leave or turn the volume of your phone or whatever you're watching this on down a little bit. You do it yet? You good? If not, I'm sorry. It's tough. Oh, and also before we start this thing, turn on your Mojofications and leave that thing on at all times. They ain't notifications, they're called Mojofications. So when you get one of those things, that means there's something very special for you to watch on this channel. Okay, so for real this time, let's get straight into it. So last year was Russell Westbrook's first time playing without Kevin Durant for a full season. And many people predicted that he would go out and win MVP. And that's exactly what he did. But during that process, one huge knock that a lot of people had on him was just the fact that his team wasn't winning a whole bunch of games. And all of Russ's insane performances really didn't translate into W's. But Russ did actually have an excuse. He didn't have no help. All he had to work with was Victor Oladipo, and back then he wasn't the same player that he is today. And he also had Steven Adams, Enes Kanter, and also Andre Roberson. That's what he was surrounded around last year in the loaded Western Conference. And Russ dragged that team to the NBA playoffs. So once the postseason came around, OKC got knocked out in the first round, which was expected. But after that first round loss, due to that historic year that Russ had, he had us all thinking that he'd be able to do more with actual star talent along his side. Then boom, cloud. Literally out of nowhere, Russell Westbrook's GM trade for Paul George. And a couple weeks later, they go ahead and trade for Carmelo Anthony. So before this season, we all thought OKC was set and that they were put on the map again. Going into this NBA season, in my eyes, this was hands down the most important year for Russell Westbrook's career because he got the talent he needed to succeed, and therefore no excuses could be made anymore. And on top of that, Paul George was on a one-year contract. So if this season turned into a disaster, which it low-key already has, then PG can dip and he can play anywhere he wants to next year. And what do you know? After all the hype and expectations throughout the year, Russ has done nothing but disappoint. Man. Arnold. Now no, that's a cat right there. Where you come from? What the that laying an egg? What the? Cats can lay it. Look at this. Y'all think I'm boosting, huh? No cat. I don't have no lid on. Look at this. What's this cat doing? He looking at me, I'm looking at him. Anyways, before some of y'all come at my neck in the comments, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. Like I've said in my previous videos, y'all already know where I stand with Russ. Favorite point guard of all time. So I got nothing but love for Russell Westbrook. No sus though. Huge supporter of OKC. Westbrook and Paul George are some of my favorite players in the NBA. And plus, if you didn't know, Russell Westbrook is my favorite point guard because of the amount of energy and passion that he plays with doing his favorite thing in the world, playing basketball. You see what I'm saying? I like Russ. He's my favorite point guard. But with that being said, I gotta speak the real and put him on the spot. And we gotta really question Russell Westbrook. So back to where we left off. Once Russ got one of the best small forwards, one of the best two-way players in the NBA, and also a future Hall of Famer, Carmelo Anthony, we were so hyped and the internet world was gassing up OKC to the max. And everyone thought they were the biggest threat to the Warriors.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
So as the season went on and on and on, the Thunder continued to have their highs and their lows. And at the end of the season, even though Russ got all this help, OKC finished with just about the same regular season record as last year. The season prior, they finished with a record of 47-35. This year, they finished with a record of 48-34.
Oh my God!
My boy, what are you telling me? Adding Paul George and whatever's left of Melo only makes a one-game difference? Nope, I'm not hearing it anymore, and I'm gonna say it.
You know what? I'm about to say it.
I cannot take it. I'm telling you this right now. If you give any other superstar in the NBA a core of Paul George, Steven Adams, and whatever is left of Melo, that superstar would thrive and have this team in legit championship contention. Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, John Wall, LeBron James, and anyone else on that level. If you replace them with Russell Westbrook, that's a top 3 team in the NBA. Worst case scenario, top 5. This was the year Russ was supposed to shut up all the doubters. This was the year that Russ was supposed to make the Western Conference Finals and face off the Golden State Warriors. This was supposed to be that kind of year. But it wasn't. This year showed a lot about Russell Westbrook. He's basically proven that he doesn't have what it takes to actually lead a team to the top. And that's because he believes there's only one way to play winning basketball. And that one way is his way. He believes he gotta be the best rebounder and shooter while creating plays for himself and his teammates. And Russ tries to do all this while going 1,000 miles per hour. He's like a Lambo with no brakes. And do you know what happens when you got no brakes on your car? You get in car accidents and wrecks, and Russ is reckless on the court when it comes to throwing up random contested threes or even throwing some senseless passes, diving headfirst into the paint. Like I've said before, bro, in previous videos, Russell Westbrook is the most flawed superstar in the NBA. So for this year's playoffs, he's averaging 21 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists per game. Yeah, that seems like a good stat line, right? But the thing is, he's doing this on absolutely horrific efficiency. He's shooting 36% from the field and 21% from 3. Russell Westbrook was supposed to be the best player in this series. So why are 5 other players outperforming him? You got Paul George on his team playing better than him, and for Utah, Ricky Rubio, Rudy Gobert, and the goddamn rookie too, Donovan Mitchell, who has been the best player in this series, has been outperforming Russ.
That's tough.
Westbrook has seriously folded in this playoff series. And yeah, Utah deserves a lot of credit, especially Rudy Gobert. That man is a straight monster. But regardless of how great of a team Utah is, someone who is on that superstar status like Russell Westbrook should be able to rise above all that. In this series so far, Russ has only scored a total of 13 points combined in the 4th quarter. And also in the 4th, he's only shooting 33% from the field, and he's a minus 22 on the court. In the 4th, where it all matters. That's supposed to be the best or the second best point guard in the league. In game 3 of this playoff series, Ricky Rubio went off, and he dropped 26, 11, and 10 on Westbrook's neck. And after that game, during the press conference, Westbrook had this to say.
He made some shots. You know, too comfortable, but I'm gonna shut that shit off next game, though. Guarantee that. Well, it's not about me or him. Let's get past that. We done with that.
I guess you could say he did what he said he was gonna do, but picking up Ricky Rubio early in the game for 94 feet isn't winning basketball. It looks like Russ took that matchup personally for some reason, and he went after Rubio the whole time. That right there is what costed OKC that game, because the rest, Ricky Rubio and everybody else in the building that knew Westbrook was being ultra aggressive, and he ended up getting himself into foul trouble early in the game. And that costed the Oklahoma City Thunder to lose the close game situation that they were in during the last minutes before halftime. And from that point on, that led to Utah to own the rest of the game. Another thing that I gotta point out is that the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Russell Westbrook, as a team only had 10 assists for the whole game. Only 10 assists for the whole game, and Russ had 3 of them before halftime or sometime during the 3rd quarter. OKC is the exact same team that they were when the NBA season started. Now y'all, all the blame don't deserve to be put on Russell Westbrook. Billy Donovan is a weak head coach, Carmelo Anthony isn't Carmelo Anthony, and OKC's bench is terrible. All those things doesn't help Russ's case at all. Regardless though, none of those should be excuses at all. He is the main reason why they've been struggling. Everything that OKC does on offense initiates through a player who is reckless. Now the series isn't over yet, but it's almost going to be impossible from the Thunder to come back from being down 3-1. OKC has a game tonight, and I believe they should win. And if OKC does win at home, that means they got to go back to Utah for game 6. And I'm keeping it 1K. The Oklahoma City Thunder cannot beat the Utah Jazz at home for game 6. When OKC plays at Utah, they're cheeks. Russ averages nearly 7 turnovers a game, and he's shooting only 33% from the field over there. So this series is more than likely going to end in 6. But if OKC loses at home tonight and if Russ underperforms again, I'm gonna be speechless. And once the series ends, Russ has proven to us that he never had what it takes, and more than likely never will have what it takes to win an NBA championship. This was his last chance to prove himself. Sam Presti, OKC's general manager, has done the best job he can do since they lost Kevin Durant to build a roster around Russ that he can compete with. But after a disappointing year with this team around Westbrook, the biggest acquisition that Sam Presti brought in, Paul George, is more than likely gonna leave OKC. And once that happens, it's gonna be impossible for OKC to ever land a top talent. So this was it, man. This was it. Without Kevin Durant, man, I don't even think Russell Westbrook can make the 2nd round of the playoffs ever again. So this was it. This was Westbrook's last chance, and he blew it big time. And his legacy will forever be damaged, and there ain't no coming back. But with all that being said, still, don't forget, Russ is still my favorite point guard in the NBA.
That's pretty interesting.
But yeah, man, this is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you for watching. Turn on the notifications, leave a like on this video, and I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it free to way, show my girl who'd ever thought.